I'm planning on doing permadeath runs in the future, so I went ahead and traveled through the swamps and then back out of the swamps for the main story mission Ad Astra Per Aspera without dying and with 0 HUD. I wanted to share some tips on surviving the swamps for anyone who is looking to do a permadeath run or just wants some tips in general for the swamps because it is a pretty difficult area. Before heading into the swamps, you will want to travel lightly. There isn't anywhere to drop off loot in the swamp, so your best bet will be to carry the least amount of stuff as possible. Things I suggest bringing are the VS Vintar. I used the Veteran Pre-Order Vintar, but you could also use a silenced AR equivalent such as the AS-VAL or even a decent AR-416. The Saiga shotgun is a must-have, and I also used the PSZ-9I Falcon Stalker suit because it has decent side protection and one of the highest physical protection ratings under an exoskeleton. Artifacts that I equipped to my PSZ-9I are the Urchin, which gives medium radiation protection and is found in acid anomalies. The Weird Ball, which gives physical protection when you're standing still. The Spring artifact gives medium weight capacity increase, and it's found in gravitational anomalies. And the Liquid Rock, which gives max radiation protection and max chemical protection, found in acid anomalies. I actually found the Liquid Rock in the marshes location above the swamps before I got there. Here are some loot ranges for consumables. I suggest bringing 10 to 12 medkits because there will be some locations that we're going to hit that are going to have medkits in it. 10 bandages, 10 anti-rad, no canned food, but if you need to bring canned food, maybe 2, 3. If anything, bring sausages instead of canned food. You can bring like 4 sausages. 10 to 12 energy drinks because energy drinks are going to be important. As many Hercules as possible because if you decide that you want to take as much loot out of the swamps as possible, you're going to need Hercules to increase that carry capacity. At least 5 side block, 2 to 4 bottles of water because it has the same effect as energy drinks. It just doesn't decrease your hunger. So water actually gives you an increase on your hunger so you don't go hungry when drinking it, and it boosts your stamina. Minimal pistol ammo. You won't be really using a pistol too much. Minimal grenades because you won't really need grenades. I'd say at least 100 shotgun shells, maybe like 10 to 20 more. It depends. Around 150 depending on what AR you're using. Bring that ammo type. I suggest mapping out points of interest and where you are going to want to loot before heading in and marking those on your map. The most important custom waypoint will be the one you make for the Warren Shack and or the Clear Sky base. Make sure you select this point and follow it best you can after disabling the last side beacon in the quest. Some main points to follow when entering the swamps is make sure it is 2 to 3 a.m. when entering the swamps, so it isn't night when you hit that Chimera part. Don't overloot. You can always come back later to the swamps and it'll be less dangerous. Avoid unnecessary fights. So if you see some mutants in the distance at a certain POI that isn't essential to the quest, I suggest avoiding fighting them. Unless they're like some fleshes or something like that, then take them on. But if it's going to be a fight that you're kind of iffy about, don't even risk it. Use shotgun shells on mutants, not your AR. Shotguns are the most effective thing to use on mutants. If you're using any other weapon as a primary source of fighting mutants, it's just not going to go well for you. Shotguns put them down way faster than any AR, SMG, anything like that will. Do the main objectives for this mission and come back later for side areas. I cannot stress this enough, especially if you're doing a permadeath 1 death run. Do not risk it. Depending what way you enter the swamp, the first area you're most likely going to come across is the Farmstead. This area will have a side beacon and a small tower. The threats in this area will be a thermal anomaly field that can spawn an assortment of mutants. Mainly blind dogs will be there before you get there, and I think during your fight with them, it'll spawn in a side dog or a pseudo dog, the little mutant that will spawn copies of itself and spam you with it. I suggest running to the tower as soon as you get there and disabling the side beacon as soon as possible. Doing this will make sure you take the least amount of side damage as possible, and you don't have to fight any of the hallucinations on top of fighting any blind dogs. After disabling the beacon, run away from the burnt farmstead. Don't fight what you don't have to. In my experience, the blind dogs followed me, but that's no problem. Just put them down with 1 or 2 shotgun shells. If that pseudo dog follows you, good luck. Next location is the church. The church will have the side beacon in the attic of the church, so as soon as you get there, it's not that much of a problem disabling it as soon as possible. It won't damage you unless you're in the attic with it. Before having access to the beacon, you will have to fight a Bayun. They hit hard, and they make you bleed on most hits, so I suggest jumping as a dodge when they leap at you, and trying to get the high ground as soon as you can. You can access the beacon and the upstairs area by going down to the scratch marks in the floor with the floorboards that are breakable and following that path. Whenever you get into an area with a side beacon, make sure you run to it as fast as you can and disable them as quickly as you can. The next location is the pumping station. This is one of the most dangerous spots in the swamps, so be careful. There are zombified stalkers and a controller here. The controller can do side damage like the side beacon, which can be super deadly if you aren't careful about it. For zombified stalkers, use a silenced AR like the AS Lavina or a sniper like the VS Vintar, as I'm using in this video. And use it on semi-auto or single shot, not full auto, or you'll just waste bullets trying to take the zombified stalkers down. Zombified stalkers go down with headshots. If you manage to take them all down at a safe distance without them returning fire at you, you may be able to get the drop on the controller that's towards the center of the station inside of its buildings. Controllers kind of bug out once you get close enough, so run up on him with the Saiga and take him out with headshots. The next location is in the southwestern part of the swamps. It's called the second Vanguard, which is just a tower. The only danger here is the different gravitational anomalies in the area and the side beacon. Take down the side beacon and mark down the Warren Shack or the Clear Sky base with a custom point. On your way to the Warren Shack, when you come across the glass shards anomalies, the Chimera will spawn. Do not fight it. Run away and check your map because the game will teleport you to the second Vanguard area for some reason. I'm not sure why they did this. I think it was to create panic in the player due to the Chimera fight. Use energy drinks in this part because an mission will start soon after the Chimera spawns. Complete the cutscene and exit the Clear Sky base. In my experience, the Chimera is only around for the part before the Warren Shack. You should be able to exit the swamp safely, but if they patch in A-Life by the time you watch this video, there may be more mutants in the area, and maybe the Chimera will be there still, but it shouldn't be. Make sure to have Hercules on hand depending if you are over encumbered or not, especially if you pick up the monolith suit that is in the Clear Sky base. The main takeaways of this video are that the swamps is a dangerous hellscape. Make sure you know where the Clear Sky base is after disabling the last side beacon. Glass shard anomaly means the Chimera is near. Run away from the Chimera. Keep in mind the game is trying to disorient you by being foggy and having these shacks in the same distance when you're running away from that Chimera that looks similar to where you need to go. So it will teleport you. So open up the PDA map when you get close to one of these shacks after running away from the Chimera to make sure you know where you are supposed to be. Disable all psi beacons fast when getting near them. Bring a lot of psi block and Hercules. Have decent gear when entering the swamps. Do not over loot, you can always come back later. Enter light on loot. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment your swamp strats, and consider subscribing for more S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 content. Have a good day.